Hi, I'm Jack Donahue.
Hey, I'm Brett Roelofs.
And we're collaborators on a brand new musical called Birthday Boy. Let me just say that Birthday Boy is a story about a young boy who was caught in an environment, in an institution that, where he unfortunately was abused and had no control over, what was going to happen to him, and had a deep impact on, on his life, trying to grow up as an adult, have a wife and raise children, and all of that, early anxiety and pain and suffering and abuse, had an effect on me. I actually was born in the Bronx. Had kind of a rocky childhood, very uneven. I grew up without a dad. I, met him a couple of times in my life, but he unfortunately wound up dying in the Bowery. And my mom tried as best as she could, and unfortunately for her, she suffered from mental illness, so she was in and out of mental institutions and had to send my sister and I into, at that time they had orphanages, and we were, residents in about 3 orphanages in our early childhood. The orphanages kind of had a profound impact on my life and growing up, trying to get through school. I was married and had a couple of children, and my wife at the time was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and so all life for me stopped, and I had to care for her for the last 20 months of her life. And about 6 months after she passed, I, got a literal calling from God to get more involved in this church by actually becoming their pastor. So I went to seminary, and 96 credits later, I got a Master in Divinity and had a great experience being the pastor of this church.
I went to a small school for college, and I was ready for some adventure after that. And at the time, they had a program where you could pretty much choose anywhere in the country that you wanted to go for a year. I said, I want to go to the Big Apple. I want to see New York City. And so they found a church in Queens, New York. Immediately noticing that I knew some music, they had me directing the choirs and running the music there. And 20 years later, here I am, still at the Colonial Church and working with Pastor Jack as his music director and also as his collaborator on Birthday Boy.
So I had written a lot of poetry in my life. I started, when I was in college. I had a college professor who mentored me and encouraged me and said I had a gift for writing, so I would, send him my poems, and he would, encourage me even more, and sent them out for publication, and quite a few of them got published, and so I was very, very much into poetry.
But one day I was speaking with Jack's wife, Betty, and she was telling me about his poetry and his writing, but she said he's always wanted to write a play. And I said, that's interesting. I've always wanted to write a musical. And she said, maybe the two of you should get together. And about 2 days later, I think it was, that you came to me with a 2-page treatment of a story.
Right.
That you said, maybe this is something that is worth telling.
Yeah. And then, in the process, I learned how the art form of writing and the art form of music, how when they're combined in such a beautiful way, in an intricate way, the story is better told.
So why are we here? We believe in this project. I believe in telling Jack's story. What we're hoping to do is to get Birthday Boy out there. We're looking for producers and other people who can help take us to the biggest audience that we can and help us to make it the best that it can be. Of course, with the production comes costs, and so we're looking to raise money to be able to do the best production that we can do to get the message of Birthday Boy, the music, all of that out there to a new audience and see where it can go. And we'd like to introduce Janine from AKA Productions, who's been helping us get all of these things together. Hey, Janine.
Hi.
Hi, Janine. Thanks for your help.
Oh, we
Never thought I'd tweet in my life.
But AKA Studio Productions is very excited to develop and work on this project. These gentlemen have a really interesting and amazing story to tell, and it needs to be shared with the world.
And to thank you for your support, there's a bunch of incentives that you can look at on your own. We'd like to thank you so much for all that you're doing.
There'll be t-shirts and VIP seats, and you know, we really want to make sure that you guys know that your money is going to a really amazing place.
And if you're here in May, boy, we'd love to see you at the show. Woo!